Good morning. It's been a good morning. How are you? It has been a good morning. The spouse got it's so cute that when he knows he hurts my feelings on something, he'll buy me a little gift, or he'll have someone do something around the yard for me. I love it when that happens. He hasn't been messing up so bad. So this was nice. So I don't have to do all that work. But now I was all ready for work, and I didn't get to put on my makeup. I'm all sweaty because, of course, I had to go out and tell him my whole story again because he has short term. He just doesn't have the memory to remember the things I tell him. So, poor guy. He's doing the best he can, and he does pretty good sometimes. Come on, Frankie. Come say hi. Come on, jump. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Frankie says hello. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. You being a good boy? Oh, you're such a good boy. Oh, I love you so much. He has been such a good boy. Okay, so, what a day. What a day. You know, one of my favorite things, and I had forgotten this because I don't know if I told you this, but I often do the 16-8 fast. Very often. If I make a yummy coffee, that's the only time I'm not doing a 16-8. Because if I'm not doing a 16-8, I like to wake up and I don't eat until at the earliest noon, and usually not till 2 or 3:30. But if I'm eating that day, I get a high caloric coffee. Sorry. And I'm eating peanuts and raisins throughout the day in between clients. Well, because I'm doing the Joe Tippins protocol until this bump goes away, you have to take it with protein, and butter's protein, peanut butter's protein. So I put it on a little piece of toast and fold it and sprinkle the medicine on, and then fold it in half. And I don't know what made me think to do it, because I don't eat much bread. And I think it's one of my favorite things in the world. Hot tea, nice strong English breakfast tea, or coffee, and toast with lots of butter. Yum. And this is sourdough bread. I don't usually even eat a lot of bread because of the 16-8 fast and, you know, my food sensitivities, inflammation, things like that. There are some things I just don't normally eat. I mean, I inconsistently eat them, is what I should say. I'm not allergic to certain foods, but I can tell with inflammation, issues with my skin, bloated belly. Plum made a good point one time when I was talking about a flat belly. It's like, it's not so much as a flat belly, it's like a not bloated belly. Like, that's what I'm talking about, is where you can tell that that's inflammation. That's not kush. All right. So anyway, oh my God, the neighborhood drama. I haven't lived anywhere with neighborhood drama for a while. And I love my neighborhood. He's behaving. He thinks he's gonna get a piece. Anyway. I was in tears almost sobbing because I love my neighborhood. So I have a young couple with 3 young kids on this side, and on the next side is a divorced dad with 3 or 4 kids, I think 3. And then I have a divorced mom over here who has 3 kids. I have a grandma across the street who has 3 grandkids. And then on this corner, I have a neighbor who has 1. And then I did have my stepson and his lovely partner. They have 1 child, which I'm thinking another one's on the way. We'll see. I don't know. It's none of my business. I just nod and smile. I've finally learned that. Stay out of that. That is not mine. None of my business. Anyway, so my young couple on my left are my very, very, very favorites. But they didn't know that. They don't really know that. I mean, you know, it's just, I always look forward to them, and it's so comforting that they're there. That energetic level. You know, they're good, young Christians, as far as I can tell. Their kids are fairly well behaved. If they get into a fight, I don't hear it. They keep up their yard. They have a lot of get-togethers, and not once have they gotten out of hand. I just love them. So guess what? Woke up the other morning, and the spouse told me there's trucks in front of their house. Are they having work done? You know, we're not that snoopy, but they're our next door neighbors. I said, oh, I don't know, because we've had work done. All of our neighbors have had work done on their houses. So I'm trying to get this medicine in within a certain amount of time. So I'm peeking out there, and I had to hurry up and get to the office and get to work. And by the time I got off work, I mean, they were all gone. I was like, I don't know what that was about. Maybe they're having some work done. He goes, well, it looked like they were hauling stuff out of the house. I said, well, they'd have to move stuff out, put it in storage if they're having more, you know, another wall put in or taken out. And he's like, I don't know. Looked like they were going into a witness protection plan to me. We joke around like that. Next day, same thing. 5 vehicles swarming up, just like the day before. He said it happened just like that. I had to get back into the office, and then later in the day, I kept peeking out in between clients when I had a chance. And I was wrestling with that sinking feeling that I knew they were moving out. It wasn't they were having house repairs. I tried to tell myself that in the beginning, but I didn't feel that to be true. So the next morning was a weekend, and I slept in late, and went outside to put my feet in dirt like I like to do when the weather permits, and they weren't there. And when I took the dogs out for a run, you could tell that they finally took the rocking chair off the porch. Oh, did I put, yeah, I did. I put moisturizer on when I washed my face. And I just, cried because they didn't say goodbye. They didn't tell me what was going on. And sometimes we really do talk and share about what's going on, and feelings even, and job stuff, a little tiny bit about politics. And I didn't know that at all that they were moving. And so finally, I that night, I just thought, you know what, I'm going to just send a text and say something hurt feelings. And I just had a little cry and I was over it. And so I just sent him a text to say, hi, it looks like you're making a big change. And told him about John joking that they were going into the witness protection plan because he moved out so fast. And I wanted to know if they needed anything, or I don't remember, but it was something lighthearted. It wasn't, how dare you abandon me and make this neighborhood come down in value because you're so wonderful, and take away my joy at looking over and seeing you and your kids playing or working out in the yard. How dare you just take away the security I have in knowing that you're right there if I need you, because they helped her husband. Oh, he could be my own child. We're so much alike. I just really hit it off. And they're a really good couple. I'd love having him for a son, and I'd love having her for a daughter-in-law. I would love that. Anyway, when Lucky passed away, I still get a little moody with that. When Lucky passed away, I know with human bodies, they very often defecate within sometimes minutes, seconds, minutes, depending on the situation. So as heartfelt emotions, my logical side kicks in emergencies. I'm lucky that way. And then I have my feelings later in little blurbs across years, sometimes. So anyway, I yelled over. Chip was in his yard. Enough. Thank you. When I came out, I was going to yell across the street for my stepson because he was out in the yard. But Chip was there. And I asked him to help us move Lucky's body because it was just, he was a heavy dog, and then dead weight on top of it where they can't help you. And that was really a big deal to me. Really a big deal. So, and when I fell down, remember that last year when I fell down really hard? God, it's taken me it must have taken me eight months to completely heal my ankle and knee. And I did everything that an urgent care could have done. It's just when you hit that hard at my age, that's gonna happen. Okay, so then we used to put up a great big, 2 big Santa Clauses and a little bit, one was big, medium, and small Santa Claus, and then a bale of hay in front of it, and the neighborhood kids would come and take their picture on it. My favorite was the great big pumpkin with the hay around it. Stop. And some, it was big blow up. It's like 10 foot tall. And kids would come take their pictures. And I had these stones in along the one side of the house around a bush. And Walker, when he was little, he used to just love to put his feet on those stones. I shouldn't have said his name, but just a lot of fond memories that a grandma would have, or a stepmom, mom, grandma. I get close to people. If I like them, whoopsie. If I think they have good character. Oh, just FYI, I like that these are this length because it makes them easier to handle. But the inside is only like an inch. You're paying $10 usually or more for an eyeliner that's an inch long. Are you kidding me? Good grief. What's wrong with people? I don't know. Speaking of what's wrong with people, so I'm going to get this off my chest again. I think I already talked about it. I don't care. I'm just going to tell you. Humans are funny. The planet has a funny dynamic going. All this advanced technology, all these commercials trying to get your money for insuring your future, ensuring someone doesn't steal your house or your savings account or your checking account. It's like, and you pay taxes on your money. So you earn this money, you pay someone else because you earn this money, then you pay someone else to protect your money so you can keep your portion safe. And I'm just thinking, what is wrong with this? What up? I don't know. Something's wrong with it. That's my opinion. Good grief. Oh. Oh. So, poor Rosie. Rosie O'Donnell, they're putting her face. I saw this. Why was I watching TV? Well, I was watching something. Oh, yeah. So I'm slowly getting through that, the 4th of July presentation. I just can't sit and watch it, the whole thing, because I've so much has been going on. Oh my goodness. Sweet mother-in-law is not well. I've been doing my best to help out with anything the family wants from me. And I've learned to keep my mouth shut for the most part. I'd be proud of me if I were you. I'm just saying, come on. I'm giving myself a 9. A solid 9. So, yeah. You know, when I was younger, I truly believed that if you had something on your mind, you had every right to say it. Turns out in America, That's true. Boy, am I lucky I was born in America. With my personality, oh, I'm telling you, this could have been a very bad deal. That's what I'm saying. I have a whole drawer full of browns, different shades of browns. And this one's one of my favorites. Why don't I just save time, energy, and frustration and buy the same item over and over and over again? Because when I experiment, I'm usually disappointed. Okay, back to... So you can say whatever you want. But people argue and argue and argue about, how could they say that? It's like, well, you kind of wrote it in the Constitution. So, yay! I benefit on it, and I'm also super frustrated by it. So yeah, I started rereading the Constitution of the United States of America. I had it in it was in a little booklet that I got on base years ago. They had them sitting out for free, which was really nice. To me, that was a nice gift. I was like, oh, free? Thank you. I'm kind of a dork that way. But anyway, so I have this little palette of gray that is dying, and I don't think I have a replacement. And I do like gray sometimes, but I probably won't be replacing it. You know why? Because my hair has a little bit of gray in it, but it has a brown base. Isn't that weird? Kind of weird. So my eyes used to be really good at color, but I never have been good at seeing myself. And it turns out other people see more of a peachy in me, which goes well with brown, and I always get compliments when I wear brown. But me, I see pink. And so I tend to go towards the mauves, gray, black. Excuse me. Mauve is my favorite. But, oh well. All right, so they haven't gotten back with my mammogram. This is how messed up the health system is. And I think I told you this already. A pap test twice a year since I was 16 until I was 40. And then I said enough. And a mammogram every year until I was 40. That's a lot, if you ask me. A lot of radiation. But a lot of money. A lot of money, honey. A lot of money. Planned Parenthood made some bucks off of me. Between birth control, doctor's visits, exams, tests. Because I took pretty good care of myself for being a young, crazy, drunk girl. I worked hard though. I was always busy working. Starting a business. Did I tell you I had my first business in 2nd grade selling bubble gum out of my locker? Yeah. Back then, Hubba Bubba, Bazooka, we had several bubble gum companies, and one of them you could get a piece of bubble gum about that size, about the size of your thumb, wrapped up in pink, white, and blue paper. And they were a penny a piece or 2 cents a piece. But if I bought them in a great big box, it was like 500 pieces. They ended up being less than a penny a piece. But at the grocery store, you could go down to the gas station or grocery store and buy them for 3 cents 2 cents a piece, something like that. Anyway, I tripled my money. I'd buy a big box of bubble gum and sell them for 3 cents or a nickel, probably 3 cents, out of my locker. It was lucrative for a second grader. Looks like I'm gonna have to go check the yard before I get into the office again. My privacy is getting invaded. Looks like they're coming in the front door, and I can see down the hall and hear all the racket. You hear it? All right. Well, at least I got all my medicine down. Did Tony leave?
Yeah.
I'm really happy with what he got done.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Well,
I mean, I'm just smiling all morning.
good, babe.
You feeling okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Your voice sounded a little rough. Okay. Woo. Your voice sounded a little rough.
I hadn't done a lot of talking.
Okay, you're probably dehydrated maybe too, huh? Okay, good. Yeah, the older you get, the nicer it is to have someone you can kind of check in with. Isn't that nice? A couple years ago, I didn't think it would be this nice. I thought I was going to have to pack up and head out. So, I wake up grateful every morning for what I have, for as long as I have it. Nothing lasts forever. So I was thinking so much about my health, and we're not designed to last forever. So I've just been thinking, what do I want to experience? I've had so many experiences, such a big life. Is there anywhere I want to go? Do I have a bucket list? I mean, I wanted a sports car, got it. I wanted a classic, got it. 63 Carmagia. Oh, I love that car. I wanted a Harley, got it. Convertible, got it. I wanted to own my own hair salon, or I wanted to be a hairdresser, got it. Then I wanted to own my own, got it. I wanted to be a counselor, got it. Then I wanted to work for myself, got it. I wanted a master's degree at Hazelden in addiction studies, got it. Behavioral health master's from Alfred Adler, who I highly respect his work as a psychotherapist, got it. I mean, I've lived in several states, moved whenever I've wanted to, got it. I have been in every state highway that I can think of. There's hardly a topic someone talks about that I don't know a little bit about some things, so I got that blessing. I didn't get a family that I was wanting, but I became attached to me, which is spiritually probably more valuable because of the ups and downs that I've seen families go through. I talked to an elder one time and said, I just, I wish I could decide to have a baby or not, or find someone who wants one, then I don't have to decide. Because I see people with kids and it makes me lonely for family. And she pointed out to me, just because you have kids doesn't mean they'll ever be around. She says, I have kids. I've done very well, but they hardly ever come to see me, once a year? Because of their traveling and what they do. Their lives, they could afford to take her with them. And back then she was healthy and vivacious, smart, funny, beautiful. But they didn't even think about including her. They just had always been so professional and at a certain level. But they weren't the warm fuzzy, evidently. They were more of the polite family. And I've never forgotten that. Hi, Pop. You're my baby. Who's a good boy? I just recently started saying that. I watched a video. I was watching something on YouTube, and sometimes I'll get caught up watching those animal reels. Oh my God. Some people make the cutest animal reels. And someone said, do certain things to your dog and see what they do. And one of them would say, you're a good boy. And you could see the faces and ears change on these dogs. You're a good boy. Frankie didn't care. He's just not that expressive. His ears didn't change. It's not like he'd heard it previous to me before. He just loves me. If I'm talking to him, he'll come or look at me. Most of the time when he's in the mood. I've been doing it for. Jump. You want to jump? Come on. Jump. Who's a good boy? Come on, jump. Good boy, jump. Good boy. See, he loves me and he will do what I want him to do, but he'll do it on his time. If I work with him too hard or too diligently to train him, he just hunkers down and looks at me like I'm beating him to death. Don't you? You're such a good boy. So I don't know. I don't have anything on my bucket list. Oh, I have a couple purses on my. That's all I could come up with. Oh, that and piercing my ears. I thought if I'm gonna. I know. It's like every day I see at least once or twice. If I'm gonna die, I wanna wear hoop earrings until I die. I love hoop earrings. I used to wear earrings all the time, and then I got away from it, and my piercings were closing up. So every time I wore a pair of earrings, I had to re-pierce them with the earrings, and then they'd be sore. And if they're not the right metal, they leave black spots. I just quit wearing jewelry a few years back. All the stress with work, my other job, my relationship and work with my spouse, with losing my elderly dog, just so family stuff. It was just so much. So I don't know. I just didn't wear any jewelry. None. So anyway, I thought, well, I want to have pierced ears. So that's what I did. Hey, I have someone who's supposed to be calling me here pretty soon. So if I get disconnected, I'm sorry. But I'll hang on here and chit chat till that happens. So if it's an abrupt ending, it's not because I have anything special to say or you missed out on anything, because I'm just yapping. So yeah, I ordered a purse that I like the shape of, that I can't afford. I can't afford to buy that particular style in that particular size in real leather. So I'm going through this company off of Amazon, Bansteinen, or something like that. But they have high reviews. This bag has high reviews. It has some low ones too. You know how people are. So I ordered that, and then I thought, you know what, if that doesn't work, maybe I'll go on Poshmark. I know I hear some hey you talk about Poshmark. That, or keep looking at TJ Maxx and just go ahead and spend the $100, $200, because she got a bag I really liked from one of those stores. And sometimes like they'll have some nice leather companies. It's just usually it's the wrong size, the wrong color, because I'm not going for some unusual color. It has to be a color that I can blend into the rest of my clothes. For instance, brown, gray, black. And then I was thinking, or maybe red. Maybe red. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe we'll see. I need more color. Just because I can. How about that? Don't yell. Put some powder in there. And then I thought, well, maybe I do want to start wearing jewelry again. So, what do you think? Does it look better with more eyebrow? I think it does, especially on camera. But I don't know. What do I know? So, and then I thought how stressed I was when I got back from that last fiasco with the sonogram, then the mammogram, and this silly little conversations going on where this technician was even afraid to touch to find it. It's like, dang, if cancer scares you that bad, I don't know if you're in the right profession, honey. Not only do your patients not benefit from your work, you're gonna wear yourself out, because it is stressful working a job that you're not comfortable in. I can tell you that. Don't fool yourself. It'll kill you. I talk about Nurse Ratched. Ooh, that movie was something. Remember that movie? One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. My rosacea has just never gone away. I've used Retin-A, so really the only thing I can do is try to make it look like sun and blend it so it's not like, oh, you have rosacea right there. So you can see it. It's almost like no matter how much blush I put on, you can see where the skin dermatitis is. So if I put a little more on there. I used quite a bit the other day, and on camera I was like, I need to do that every day. Yeah. I gotta go. See, I'm so attracted to mauve. It just makes me feel better. And most colors, like blush and stuff, end up looking, even if I put on pink, like I just did. I mixed, oh no, that's not pink. That's sort of a lightest peach, isn't it? Let me show you. That's sort of a light peach, isn't it? See, there it looks peach, there it looks mauve-ish. That's why I like this so much. But then I also have this one, which is pretty clearly a mauve, but they're so close that I blend them together to try. That looked a little peach the way I did it, and then when I did it another way, it looked kind of mauve-y. I don't know. Like I told you, I I'm not that great at color anymore. I'm just not. And I don't care. That's why I decided to. I don't care. I don't care. All right. I've yapped enough. So check this out. So the lump has changed its shape several times. I was really excited about it a few days ago because it felt like it had calmed down and divided into two small ones. And now it feels like it's kind of growing back together a little bit because that one side is getting a little bigger. They're both maybe getting a little bigger than they were. So I don't know. We're waiting on the results from the mammogram. And I gotta tell you, they didn't show up much. The second bump didn't even show up, really. So I think what I'm doing, medicating at home, is with the Joe Tippins thing, I think is probably about the best approach. Because if I get a biopsy, it just opens things up. You know, I'm going to tell you what has helped me is working with clients and watching them go through the chemo, watching them go through radiation. I haven't done heavy research in it like I think I could have. If I hadn't had so many clients for so long, if I had fewer clients like I do now, I could have done more research. But I was greedy and I really liked the work. I did a lot of research, but I didn't research different types of cancers, different types of treatment options. It turns out there's not very many treatment. Turns out since the 60s, from what I can tell, treatment hasn't changed much. They have these drugs they're talking about on TV during commercials for different types of cancers, but those are really pretty much studies, if you ask me. That's my opinion. So I've had the benefit of kind of being in the neighborhood of this topic, and I can tell you that with all the money spent on cancer research, this is as far as we've gotten. We do this, and we do this, and we do this, and then we do this. And if you have a certain kind of cancer, we do this much chemo and this much radiation. If you have this kind, we do this much and then this much. And depending how far along you are, we're going to really zap you and see what happens. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. Do you really want to see the train before it hits you? I don't know. So, like I said, because I get so loud. Stop yelling. I need a t-shirt that says that to remind myself. So I'm just gonna say that I've been blessed with the ability to be able to think about this more, especially volunteering and being hired to go through death and dying with patients, clients. Then I've been able to visit the topic of how I would handle it. So I've kind of known for a while that knowing my low pain threshold, I need to take that in consideration. Like how sick, I had, what was it called? Vertigo related to a sinus infection. So it wasn't true vertigo, but it felt and looked like it. I'm telling you what, there are very few people that get the vertigo sensation or better. And it lasts for days, and then as soon as you're starting to feel better, you get another treatment, or sometimes they just keep you going. I just know that I would be suicidal. I have I used to have chronic pain, and if it weren't for modern medicine, I would have ended my life, because the pain in my neck was so unrelenting and so painful that I knew I couldn't work that way. I couldn't have conversations that way. I couldn't live my life that way, and I couldn't even find a way to make the pain stop. And there was no drug that was going to help that. I knew that. So when I got this shot they put in my neck, oh my God, it hurt for a couple minutes because they shoot it and they fill up a nerve, and I could feel it go all the way down to here. And I don't know what they put in there. I cannot remember. But he said, you know, it could take a couple hours or a couple days, and it'll get better and better. And if you need another shot, let me know. And he says usually people come back once a year or ever so often. That one shot cured me. Every day I felt a little better and had hope. But every day, every single day I felt better. Within 2 weeks, I was good. And I only get the sign that it could come back when I am holding myself in a weird position. All right. So, I don't know. What would you do if you got diagnosed with cancer? How did you handle it? What kind of treatment did you allow yourself to go through with whatever type of cancer you had? And do you think these hoop earrings are worth it? Are they worth the pain of they're saying not use alcohol or peroxide anymore like they did when I was a kid. Now they're saying just a water salt solution. And that you don't have to be wiggling them around or anything. But sometimes I put castor oil on them at night, the salt water throughout the day. But I don't know if it's worth it or not. I think they're kind of cute, but man, I don't know. All right. Talk to you later. Hope you have a good one. It's a beautiful day out. Little hot for me, but I like to find the shade. I'm good at it. All right. Bye for now.